Hey, morning guys. So this is episode 2 of my Life as a Pioneer professional vlog series. So some of you have probably caught the previous episode last Friday where I talked about my core philosophies and basically sharing the life as a pioneer, right? The challenges that I'm facing as a pioneer, and basically the loneliness of it. And then I also published a companion blog piece that went more in depth into it, and it's also published on my website. So I will put everything in the description if you want to go back and watch it. So today, episode 2. We are going to talk about a topic that is very close to my heart. It's compass versus map, right? So being an industry pioneer, we've always subconsciously trusted our instincts over the years. We didn't really have the metaphor for it to understand it at that time, but going all the way back to 2006, that was the very first time that I felt that instinct, I knew that UX would one day be something very important when it comes to application development, application design. Of course, we did not have the name back then, but that was what I felt. And then when it comes to pioneering UX engineering, design engineering, same thing. It was sort of this instinct, this like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do, and this is what I want to do, and I'm just going to follow my instinct and do it. I'm going to trust my instinct and do it. So that is what happened back then. And of course, the thing about trusting our instincts is that there will always be self-doubts. You can't, I don't think anybody, any leader, industry leaders can truly say that they have learned to trust their instincts without having any self-doubts. For me, I met a lot of challenges, industry insiders, right? Local design industry insiders, gatekeepers. I call them old guard, right? So this old guards really, they have doubted me. They have told me that I was crazy. My ideas were too radical at that time, and many of them poured cold water on my on my vision, on my beliefs. But somehow, even though I felt discouraged throughout the years, momentarily I felt discouraged, I still came back to my instinct at the end of the day. Like something in me, that compass that is pointing true north, kept bringing me back to the right path. And then in 2015, 2016, that was the very first time that I started to see evidence, data points, right? Proofs that my instinct about the UX industry was right. So it was through other people's tweets, it was through other people's technical articles, their thought leadership blog posts. It was through their online posting, LinkedIn, and so on. So everywhere I looked over time, around 2015, 2016, I began to see all these data points, all this evidence that my instinct was right, to begin with. I was always right. So that was the very first time that I experienced that, I was right to trust my instinct. Then eventually, time passed, right? 2017, my career had a setback, and things kind of went downhill after that for a while. I lost my way. And then recently, post-pandemic, around 2022, 2023, I began to look at the signs again. The signs were starting to show again. It's kind of similar to 2014, 2013, right? So there's a pattern forming here. And I knew that something is happening and I had to trust my instincts. So 2023, that is when, 2022, 2023, that is when we finally decided that we are going to re-pursue and follow our passions in UX. Right? Now, the thing about trusting your instincts and the thing about using a compass and a map metaphor is that when you are an industry pioneer or a trailblazer, you don't get to see the whole staircase. Right? You don't get to see the entire map. The whole map is basically grayed out. It's kind of like if you are familiar with role-playing open world games. Sometimes they have this world map, and most of the world map is just grayed out. You can't see the terrain. You can't see what's on it. All you can see is the area around you, right? And then when you plot a waypoint, you would travel to the waypoint, and everything you discover is within that waypoint. But everything else is still grayed out to you. And that is what being an industry pioneer is like. We do not have the luxury of having a map. We never do, right? I never did. And it can be scary, But everything that has been happening between 2022 and now 2026 January, I have began to look at the signs and realize that I'm right where I need to be. That my instincts were right all along, when it comes to UX, when it comes to design engineering especially. In the past 6 months alone, I have already collected and curated a number of evidences from other thought leaders, educators, design leaders in the industry who are validating the ideas and thought processes and practices that I have been using and implementing since 2006. So that to me is the clearest signal that I was right all along. Again, second time. So now, going forward, as an industry pioneer, again, I'm faced with a similar situation. I'm going through a career quake right now. For those that are unfamiliar with the term, it means career disruption. So during my career disruption right now, I'm once again learning how to trust my own instincts. I am looking at, right now, if there is a sort of a terrain and a virtual map for me, most of it is grayed out. Again, I have a couple of waypoints on my map that I plotted, and I'm trusting my instincts to go towards those waypoints, right? And the thing about being a pioneer is that we cannot be afraid of taking risks. Some of these waypoints could lead to an endorsement. It could lead to making a meaningful human connection with like-minded individuals in the industry. Or it could lead to work opportunities, which I haven't encountered yet, but that's the point, trusting my instinct to explore each waypoint as they reveal themselves. But there is also the risk that some waypoints may not pan out. Right? I might feel that today my instinct might be telling me, okay, reach out to this individual, start a conversation, initiate a conversation, but it doesn't mean that that will become a meaningful connection. It doesn't mean that that will lead to a work opportunity either. So there will always be risk, right, being an industry pioneer. But here's the thing, if I was afraid of the risk and if I had not trusted my instincts to venture out, I would not have pioneered the UX industry. I would not have pioneered the design engineering field. I would not have invented the early visual indicators that now have generated billions of interactions on a daily basis. If I had given in to the fear of the unknown, honestly, I don't know where I will be today. I don't know where all of us will be today. So I'm glad that I trusted my instincts. I'm glad that we trusted our instincts and went down this path. And now 20 years later, here we are. So if you want to know where my current instinct is pointing towards, I'm currently in day 2 of our 180-day mission, which started yesterday. So I've given myself a 6 months time frame to attract 1 to 2 work opportunities that would closely match who we are and what we are capable of, right? So that is our most immediate mission right now. And so yeah, we're going to focus on our messaging, our online messaging. We're going to focus on our daily mantra. We don't chase, we attract. So everything that we do is about attracting the right people and opportunity to us. So that is what I want to do for the next 6 months. That is one of the sort of the first mission objective for this period of time in our lives. So yeah, so that is what the whole compass versus map metaphor is all about. Now, of course, when I think about other people, conversely, most people need the map. They need to be able to see step 1 to step 30 before they are willing to take the first step, right? A lot of people would prefer to be in their comfort zone. They want to know how much time will it take to get from here to the first waypoint to the second waypoint and so on. They want to know what is there a potential return on investment for taking a certain risk, So I think that's something that as pioneers we will never do. We just follow our instinct, one waypoint at a time, one connection at a time, one work opportunity at a time, and with each connection, with each opportunity, we always strive to make the best of it. That's how I work. That's how we work. Alright, so that's it for today's video. I think that this topic, there's a lot more to talk about, but I will definitely expand on that in my next companion blog article. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. If you like my blog series, do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.